Halo semuanya, balik lagi di series Hogwarts Legacy. Dan di kemarin terakhir kita streaming itu kita setelah mendapatkan Crucio atau Dark Arts Magic yang sebenarnya gak kepake karena gue nggak fungsi banget. Crucio gue tuh udah punya yang namanya yang kalau dong nge-parry tuh auto gituan, jadi gak berguna-guna amat. Dan gue sini udah nyampe level 32 dan ada beberapa quest udah berapa yang gue mainin, side quest tapi ya bukan main quest. Dan ya mari kita lanjut. Nah, muncul nih pagi-pagi udah ada ginian nih. Dapat 100 poin kalau di atas itu ya.
Hello, Grace. What are you doing here?
Nice to see you. Thank you again for your help with the lake. I've become quite good at Summoner's Court, and I'm waiting for my next opponent. I suppose that's you.
I suppose so.
Shall we begin?
Boleh.
I'm game.
Well, let's see what you're made of. That's the way to do it.
Ya iya, siapa bilang gue pengen jatohin?
Accio.
What a remarkable shot! Accio. You didn't see that.
Nggak apa-apa, 150 juga banyak anjing.
Accio.
Nah, gue ngincer deh, Kak. Biar gue seruduk maksudnya.
That's the way to do it.
Accio.
That wasn't what I wanted to see. Well, it appears I've been bested.
One try, bro. Easy
Well
amat.
done! Diving, Summoner's Court. Seems there's nothing you can't do.
It was easy.
There wasn't much to it.
You really are insufferable. You may have beaten me, but your next opponent is sure to take you down a peg, which will be a joy to see.
Mana mungkin. Kalau sombong tuh jangan nanggung-nanggung, guys. Kalau sombong tuh sekalian, maksud gue. Emang enak tuh gue seruduk-serudukin anjing. Tapi jahat sih kayak gitu sebenarnya, tapi nggak apa-apa. Gue tuh harus kompetitif. Kalau katanya Mbappe, maybe in life I'm too competitive. Kalau kata Mbappe kayak gitu. Apa sih ngomong iya? Maybe I'm too competitive in life. Kalau kata Mbappe kayak gitu. Niffler. Naga. Naga segede gaban.
Excellent work today.
Bentar deh. Hati. Mana sih?
Dismissed. I take it you're ready to learn your new spell.
Iyalah.
I completed your assignment, Professor. I'm ready to learn Bombarda now.
Good. Now, this spell comes with a caveat. It should only be used when necessary. The exploding charm, as you might suspect, can hurt people. Use caution when casting it.
Emang buat berantem kan?
I will, Professor.
I will hold you to that promise. Now, you must be precise in your wand movements. We don't want you blowing your hand off. Go ahead. Nice and steady wand movements. Remember, the exploding charm is highly volatile.
Gampangnya.
Well done. Now, let us put it in.
Nah, hampir komplit kita nih. Spell-spellan.
Shall we?
Ya.
Go. And try it on the pumpkins.
Mana pumpkinsnya?
Bombarda!
Excellent wand work. Cast the spell just like that every time.
Bombarda!
Assured and in control.
Revelio.
Ntar. Nah, yang ini gue ganti. Oke. Udah selesai. Kita main satu quest dulu kali ya. Nih. Tangle Web. Kayaknya lawan laba-laba nih. Gue paling apa ya? Paling mager kalau laba-laba nih. Bentuknya menggelikan walaupun gue suka Spider-Man, tapi nggak laba-laba juga sih. Creepy cowok, matanya banyak anjing laba-laba tuh. Udah gitu ya segede apa lagi laba-labanya lawan. Kalau kayak troll gitu-gitu gue masih berani tuh. Oh iya, by the way, udah apa namanya? Udah musim dingin aja ya di Hogwarts. Di ini ya, tempat yang Butterbeer. Tempatnya si Rona.
Taking down that troll in the village circle. You certainly made an impression.
Oh, I do hope Mary and her neighbours aren't...
Excuse me, sir. Are you all right?
Just barely. But I don't want to trouble a student with my woes.
I am indeed a student, but I could very well be able to help you.
I'm not so sure. Name's Crispin Dunn, by the way. I trade in the surrounding hamlets. Do the most business in Arranshire. A lovely little hamlet. Just stunning gardens. Just the other day, the Daily Prophet ran an article on its scenic hedgerows. Actually, before I go on, I should ask. Are you afraid of spiders?
Tapi ya karena misi ya udahlah.
Spiders don't bother me at all. You'd be impressed by how many I've dispatched lately.
Lucky you. The hamlet's overrun with the vile things, and they're acting abnormally aggressively. I'm concerned about my customers, of course, but it appears that most of the hamlet's residents fled to safety. It's my friend Mary I worry about. I haven't heard from her, and I fear she's trapped in her cottage.
Understandable, but why don't you check on her yourself?
I would, but I have a crippling fear of the eight-legged beasts, which I, unlike you, seem incapable of conquering. I don't know what to do. Can you think of anyone who can help Mary?
Ya gue lah.
Why are there so many spiders in Arranshire all of a sudden?
I honestly don't know. I've never seen so many spiders in all of my life. It's almost as if someone's breeding them. They've trapped the entire hamlet in webs. I was lucky to escape it all. Mary always has a way with these beasts. It's very concerning not to hear from her.
Why is it you can't conquer your fear of spiders?
When I was a small child, I was being tormented and chased by a group of local bullies and slid into the hollow of a tree to hide. Within moments, spiders were crawling over every inch of my body. Seemed I'd stumbled on a nest. I couldn't move, paralysed by fear of the spiders and an equally profound fear of the wizards I knew were just outside the tree. I was there for what seemed hours. I can feel their legs on me now just talking about it. Ugh.
Gue ngerti.
Why didn't you ask the ministry for help?
I did. Reached out to anyone who would listen. Tried Minister Spout old Spavin himself. But evidently they have their hands full with who knows what else. It seems this little hamlet has to fend for itself.
Selalu gue bantuin.
I'll try my very best, Mr. Dunn.
Please do. If you can think of anyone that may be brave enough to help, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. They'll find Arrowshire southeast of Hogsmeade, just below the train station.
Just below the train station. Berarti lumayan jauh. Di Arrowshire bisa kenapa baik laba-laba juga tapi dah. Katanya sih ada yang breeding laba-laba katanya, tapi nggak tahu juga. Katanya nanti. Mudah-mudahan sih bukan laba-laba yang.
This must be Arrowshire. I'd best keep an eye out for spiders.
Wih anjir. Anjing enak pakai bombarda tuh. Waduh, diserang gue nggak ngeliat. Jar.
Surely that's the last of them. Revelio. Confringo.
Nice.
Revelio.
Merahnya di mana? Jangan lupa nih ambil dulu nih. Sabar ya si Mary ini nih. Gua ngumpulin lootingan dulu. Do the plague of spider.
Confringo. Oh no, this must be Mary. Poor woman. Incendio.
Oh, emang dia minta anjing.
If Mary was breeding these things in her cellar, that means there are more underground. I'll need to destroy every last spider in that cellar if this is to end. Revelio.
Nah, cara kita ke cellar ke sini. Cellarnya di mana bawah tanahnya anjir? How? Di mana cellarnya anjir? Oh, bawah situ. Sabar OTW.
If this is where Mary bred the spiders, they're not here now. Well, this isn't a good sign. These spiders have gone somewhere.
Gimana laba-labanya? Lagunya kayak so mencekamkan gitu loh.
A ladder. Not sure I want to know where this leads. I'd best be ready for whatever I may find down there. Revelio. Exact.
Muncul lu laba-laba.
I need to find and destroy all of these before the situation gets
Ini.
even worse.
Nah. Dia yang gede dah. Dar. Dar. Dar, 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 dar. Dar, 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 dar. Waduh. Kena lagi. Goblok. Dar. Dar. Dar.
Ugh. That's one exact destroyed. I should get the rest. Confringo. Revelio.
Looting-lootingan jangan lupa. Wih anjir. Lawak lu. Lu mau ngagetin gua kan, laba-laba sialan. Ya nggak usah diambil lootingannya.
I hate to think that they see me, but I don't see them.
Anjing nge-spawn apa-apa.
Confringo. Revelio.
Laptop. Laba-laba monyet. Oh emang nggak bisa. Berarti emang tadi bener lewat sini. Muncul lah, ada muncul ayo. Mati lu laba-laba sekarang. Apa sih?
Revelio. Half finished, but I need to destroy all of the exacts. Revelio.
Gimana lagi? Gue sih nggak ngeliat lagi sebenarnya. Nah, cara kita naik ke atas sana gimana? Oh, sini ternyata. Kalau katanya gear gue kepenuhan tadi, ngapa gue nggak sempet jualin dulu ya? Gue lupa juga gue jualin. Yang warna-warna hijau aja gue jualin. Kalau hijau soalnya harganya masih 60-an, kalau dijual masih oke. Outfit gak ada yang hijau yang bisa gue akan ada nih. Oh, kan lumayan tuh. Ini kita udah punya gear sampai 40 barang ya, tetap aja kalau lagi ngeluting barang nunggu mulu. Aduh, gue mental anjing. Wih. Wah, anjing gue mental kan lu. Laba-laba monyet. Gimana?
Revelio.
Kayak bukan jalan sini deh.
That's the last of the spider. I suppose I know what happened to Mary Portman now. She was breeding the spiders. Accio. Confringo. Glacius.
Lah. Mati dijatuhin dong. Wah, anjir.
I hope that's the last spider.
Gar.
Confringo. Bombarda.
Gar. Ah,
Accio. Confringo.
anjing.
Bombarda. Confringo. Glacius. Accio. Revelio.
Banyak banget kan laba-laba. Ah, laba-laba gede dah.
That's the last one. She's angry. Confringo.
Ini level 25 loh.
Bombarda. Glacius. Potato. Stupefy.
Ah,
Accio. Glacius. Accio. Confringo. Bombarda. Glacius. Potato.
udah. Ah, ilah.
Revelio.
Decorate lagi. Spider-Fang ngomong. Sia udah gak ada lagi sih. Sebentar dah. Spell yang untuk udah gue beli belum sih? Oh, lebih kayak gitunya. Dari episode kemarin tuh berhubungan dengan laba-laba mulu aja. Terus kita jadi penyelamat kota, bro. Oke. Langsung aja ke Hogsmeade. Kayak gue jual-jualin barang gue dulu dah. Biar nggak lupa, soalnya gue lupa mulu pengen jualin barang nih, karena barang kan kebanyakan. Lupa mulu tapi pengen ngejualnya itu loh. Ini kan mumpung inget nih, mending sekalian.
You're back. Nice to see you again.
Yang emas jangan dah. Yang tahu level kecil-kecil gue jual-jualin aja. Ini gini, ini yang biru-biru aja udah nggak berharga amat sih. Udah, segitu dulu ya.
Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
Bentar, tadi sih dikira gue bilang ada yang lebih bagus. Oh iya anjing. Jelek banget anjing. Yang itu mah. Tapi misalnya legendary guys anjing. Belum ada gue buka-bukain. Nah kan.
When you find a good opportunity,
I'm sure you had your reasons, but breaking into Alfred Lawley's home wasn't the brightest idea.
Udah tuh, crispy done.
Mr. Dunn, I have some news.
thank Merlin about my sweet friend Mary.
It seems poor Mary was breeding
That's jujur.
spiders in her home for profit, and vastly underestimated their propensity to multiply.
Oh, Mary, what untoward scheme were you involved in? If she needed financial assistance, she could have just come to me. She didn't deserve this. Few do.
I am sorry about your friend, but you'll be relieved to know that I cleared out the spiders. It's safe to return now.
You? You cleared out the spiders? I can't believe it, but I'm certainly relieved. I imagine the first order of business will be to help the amulet rebuild. I suppose I have nothing to fear from dead spiders.
Even so, you'll want to prepare yourself. The place needs something of a clean-up.
Thank you again for all you've done. I shall keep you apprised of the hamlet's rebuilding.
Glad I could be of help, and I look forward to visiting your shop the next time I'm in Arranshire.
To dearly
Revelio.
departed Mary.
Maksud gue tuh pengen buka ini ya.
Thank you for stopping in. Be sure to visit us again soon.
Nah, kita misinya si ini dulu aja. Dig. Sekalian ngebuka baju yang tadi tuh yang masih belum ter-identify.
Would like to speak with you
Sabar ya.
when you have a moment.
Nggak apa-apa, lumayan, yang penting nambah. Why not? Aduh. Tapi nggak apa-apa sih, biar rata dulu aja. Tuh. Ini defense-nya naik. Naik 4 doang, tapi turun 12 sama dengan ini sih jujur. Baju nggak dapet ya? Baju dapet. Nah, 90. Nah, tapi kalau kita pakai baju yang ini, udah apa. Offense-nya, defense-nya makin turun kan, kalau ini defense-nya masih rata nih, beda 5 doang, gak apa-apa dah. Udah sih seharusnya. Ntar gua upgrade dulu dah. Walaupun malas udah nggak berguna ya, tapi ini malas tuh ganti dulu deh. Jadi Chinese cabbage aja. Gue butuh Chinese cabbage aja. Soalnya gue lebih suka pakai Chinese cabbage. Lumayan sakit juga. Udah sih seharusnya udah gak ada yang gue usah ambil lagi.
When you have a moment, please come and talk to Deke.
Hello, Deke. You wanted to talk to me?
Indeed. Deke thought you might want to learn how to build a breeding pen so that you can breed beasts.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Rescuing and breeding beasts go hand in hand. Young beasts are particularly vulnerable to poachers. Breeding beasts here in the room will allow us to keep the younger ones safe.
I see. What do I need to do?
First, bring a pair of beasts to the room. One male, one female. Deke suggests rescuing thestrals, as they're at great risk from poachers. Noble creatures, but their relationship with death gives them a bad reputation. They're prized by poachers for their tail hairs.
I've seen thestrals before, but where would I find a pair of them nearby?
Deke has seen some wild thestrals not too far from the Hogwarts grounds. Then you'll need to purchase a spellcraft for the pen from Tomes and Scrolls and gather the materials it requires. Once you've rescued the thestrals and you have the spellcraft, you come and find Deke.
Aduh, agak ribet ya. Nah, untuk kita nyari si yang kuda kurang gizi itu gimana nih? Kemarin sih pas yang jalan sama si itu ada sih ketemu anjir sama yang onai. Tapi ya nggak tahu sekarang kan spawnnya beda-beda.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented.
My father used to enchant his handmade.
Hello there, come on in. Plenty to look at here.
Now I can conjure a breeding pen in the room. Best get back to Deke with the thestrals.
Nothing like finding just the right thing, is there? Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help.
Hogwarts. Emang gue udah punya 2 binatang yang breedingnya sama hewannya ya. Gue aja nggak. Tapi udahlah, kalau emang udah ada ya udah. Kalau sudah ada ya nggak apa-apa. Halo. Nah, aduh.
I've rescued the Thestrals and bought the spellcraft for the pen.
Excellent. Now, to breed your Thestrals, simply release them into the same vivarium in which you conjure the pen. Then use the pen to start the process. Come and see Deke when you're finished.
I shall. I wonder where I should conjure their pen.
Gede banget ya ruangannya.
Deke never grows tired of the room's surprises. We now have the perfect place for those Thestrals. Please let Deke know once you've bred them.
Bentar, gua ambil dulu anjing. Jujur aja gue aja nggak tahu. Tuh. Oh emang yang gue ambil cewek ya? Pas banget ya. Jadi gue tinggal ambil yang cowok nih. Yang cowok tuh di sini. Lah dulunya cewek. Lah gimana dulunya cewek? Oh, pas.
Settle yourself. I mean you no harm.
Taruh kodok-kodok dulu nih. Nah. Tiga 30 menit. Oh, yang penting cewek doang. Bentar. Jauhan. Cuma si kodok-kodok taruh sini nih. Tapi bisa kan? Kalau bisa gue pasang di tempat sebelah aja. Nah, pasang di sini. Sini tuh kayak untuk binatang-binatang nyantuy kayaknya dah. Itu cewek.
I'll look after you.
Anjas. Bentar dah. Maaf, pencet.
There. Not going to hurt you.
Enggak, maksud gua tuh bukan yang ini.
Revelio.
Maksud gua tuh lap-lap. Nah, salah pencet kan. Udah. Yaudahlah, kita lanjut misi lain dulu aja sembari nunggu 30 menit. Ke Hogsmeade aja dah. Nih. Jauh lagi. Aku salah jalan gue. Mapnya goblok anjing. Tapi ada chest, gak apa-apa. Ambil dulu. Lompat aja, lompat. Anjir. Musim dingin berenang, Cok. Masuk angin adanya.
Pardon me?
Ini
Might I
tolong
ask
apa?
a favor of you?
Hello. Is there something I can help you with?
How do you do? I'm Satirissa Tugwood, and I have an exciting business proposition for you.
Apaan?
Now, it may surprise you to learn that someone of my obvious esteemed lineage would be in business. But I only want to help the less fortunate.
That's incredibly nice of you.
Oh, there's more. You see, I've been experimenting with a new beauty cream. A cream that will rid our glorious school of the hideous, greasy pustules plaguing our poor pubescent classmates. But I've run out of the key ingredient, Booba-Tuba pus. Booba-Tubas do grow in the Forbidden Forest, however. If only I could pay someone to collect a few for me.
What precisely are booba-tubas?
Disgusting things, really, covered in protrusions. One needs to squeeze them to collect the pus. They smell simply awful and seem to move on their own. Ugh, I wouldn't go near the things if it weren't for my devotion to my classmates.
How on earth did you discover that Tuba Pus clears one's skin?
One cannot rely on spells for all appearance enhancements. The errant cast, for example, could relocate one's eyebrows entirely rather than merely thinning them. My darling and now perpetually surprised-looking neighbour discovered that on her own. Poor thing. I am convinced that beauty potions are the future. I'm forever looking for ways to make this world a more beautiful place. I suspected that if pure Booba Pus could cause boils, an altered form would likely reverse such abominations. And I was correct.
I can try and find some for you if I have the time.
Marvellous. I'd go myself, but I don't want to. I only need a few Booba, but they grow wild, so you'll have to look around. Our spotty classmates are counting on you.
Nyusahin ya. Orang kerjaan cuma nyusahin. Laut sini, dekatan laut sini. Tinggal terbang, naik sapu terbang nyampe. Oh iya, gue pengen masang table ituannya, nggak lupa gue. Udah nanti deh. Tapi nanggungnya boleh dan buka ginian.
Here's one of those tables Professor Shaw mentioned.
Nggak ribet sih mudah-mudahan. Gambar kudanya. Arahnya kemana lagi? Ada 3 biji gituan. Oh iya pas nih. Nah, dah. Leo. Suruh 5 anjing, baik banget ya.
This is where Saccharissa said to go. Now where are those Booba tubers? Revelio. Just my luck. Confringo.
Aduh, lupa gua ngindar. Sorry.
Confringo. Places. Bombarder.
Dodge. Langsung nyerang deh. Begitu doang.
Revelio.
Satu.
Oh, that smells awful. Only 4 more, thank goodness.
Gimana lagi? Waduh, diskus. Aduh, gue mau buka Chinese cabbage gue, tai.
You will not survive this fight! Someone over there!
Kurang berapa lagi kocak?
That should do it. I'd better get back to Saccharissa now.
Jauhnya.
What are you up to now?
Gue ditipu nih mendengar sini deketan. Brute and Pack Shopkeeper, Brute and Pack. Oh, gue bisa jual-jualin. Boleh ntar gue bawa nih, gue jual-jualin deh.
Saccharissa, I found the tubers you needed.
Splendid. I hope it wasn't too much trouble. May I have them?
It actually was a spot of trouble. You never mentioned I might encounter a troll. I think you should pay me more.
Bayar lebih.
I suppose a higher price is less offensive than being forced to regard the hideous, greasy pustules plaguing our pubescent classmates. Thank you, and your payment, of course. Now I can begin perfecting my potion to save our poor pimply peers. Don't know who should be more grateful, I or our unsightly spotty classmates.
Oke, dah.
One day the wizarding world will know my name. And you...
Hello. Mind you, don't turn quick. If you're...
Hello.
Oh, welcome to Brew. The lot of it was bought. Apparently, must have been someone. Anyway, always have trouble. Used to carry them, but people can.
I can imagine that.
There's worse. Trust. Not surprising.
Sounds like...
Truer words. Used to carry beef. Not my fault. And I do like to make. Now, why do... Always best to pop.
Thank you.
Take all the time.
What do you have for sale?
Gue jual-jualin.
I don't mind selling things for certain clients. You know where to find me.
120 lumayan kan? Bejibun duit gue nih.
I'll not mind seeing you here again. Consider yourself welcome.
Ini dulu. Speak with Sebastian. Beli potion dulu kali ya. Boleh dah beli potion dulu. Beli potion yang itu.
Have a look around. I'll be with you in just a minute. You're a force to be reckoned with, aren't you? Scaring all. Doors always open. You be...
Dah tuh. Hampir semua. Tapi belum semua sih. Ada beberapa yang nggak gue pengen jual. boleh deh pakai ini dah. Biar konsepnya kan lagi musim
Stop by
dingin.
soon.
Pas kan. Di WoW memang masih ada apaan lagi. Misi-misi emang masih ada sih beberapa side quest. Tapi emang levelnya di atas kita jauh. Jadi bisa ntar aja ke Hogwarts dulu aja. Kalau bisa Avada Kedavra juga nggak apa-apanya. Masuk.
You'll never believe what I've learned. What did you discover in the spellbook we found in the scriptorium? Salazar Slytherin's spellbook was a little difficult to interpret, but fascinating. Evidently, he encouraged teaching dark magic at Hogwarts. Neither the Imperious Curse nor the Killing Curse was unforgivable during his time. He believed students should be prepared to use dark magic when necessary, not to fear it.
Betul.
That's why we had to use Crucio to gain access to the scriptorium. He didn't want his knowledge shared with anyone who was afraid of the power of dark magic. It was hard to do, but casting Crucio was our only option. And I'm glad we did it, because in the spellbook I also found something else. References to a lost relic, which, from what I can tell, grants the holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. And you think this relic might be able to save Anne? Precisely. I plan to search for this relic, but I don't think we should tell anyone. Especially Ominous. He wouldn't understand.
Tapi kayak kita harus bilang dah.
We need to tell him. He's the reason we found the book, and he deserves to know what you've learned. You've seen how he frets about the dark arts. I promise I'll tell him when I found the relic. When I know more, I shall send an owl. And don't feel sorry for Ominous. Keeping this to ourselves for now is for his own good.
I'll decide what's for my own good.
Ominous, we were just about to get some air. Care to join?
You're a liar, Sebastian. I heard everything. You swore you'd never engage in anything to do with dark magic again.
No, I didn't. I said I understood you wanting that. I'd never swear to give up on finding a cure for Anne.
You don't know when to stop, do you?
I know when not to stop. Leave this alone, Ominous. I'll be on my way.
I am not letting this go.
Ominous, Sebastian meant well.
I appreciate you telling Sebastian not to keep this from me, but going after that relic is not a good idea. Sebastian doesn't even realize it, but he's as irresponsible and reckless now as his parents were years ago. It's why they died.
I knew his parents died, but I never heard what happened.
Mr. and Mrs. Sallow were professors. Spent nearly every waking moment in the cellar library. Noses buried in books. Anne and Sebastian were upstairs when it happened. They heard a sudden crash and ran downstairs, but it was too late. Their parents had crumpled to the floor. A defect with the lamp in the cellar caused the room to fill with an undetectable toxin. Sebastian and Anne were helpless. They had no magic yet.
What a horrible story.
It is. That's why I can't understand Sebastian's recklessness. I've practically lost Anne. I cannot lose Sebastian too. Please avoid anything to do with that spellbook.
Those references in the book seem promising.
Everything to do with Salazar Slytherin seems promising until it's too late. I hope Sebastian pursues this no further, But if you think he might, please let me know.
Selalu gue kasih tahu, tapi tetap bakal gue lanjutin.
It would mean a lot.
Gue bakal tetap lanjutin Dark Magic ini loh, karena gue pengen dapet Avada Kedavra. Ngapain anjing? Sebastian nunggu di situ. Salah, maksud gue pengen mencet quest Fire and Vice. Jauh banget tuh, di mana sih? Sih jauh bener. Gak sengaja kepencet, sorry kepencet. Gak bermaksud.
Is Highwing all right? Natty told me what the two of you did.
Highwing's fine. I'm keeping an eye on her. She's safe, Poppy, I promise.
Good. Whatever the poachers are up to, I want Highwing far from it.
You said you had news about the poachers, and that some of it had to do with me.
It did. I overheard them talking in the Hogshead, and did you know that they have orders from Victor Rookwood to capture you on sight? Does this have anything to do with Rookwood and Harlow coming for you in the Three Broomsticks after the troll attack?
It does, somewhat. But at the moment, I'm more concerned about what else you heard the poachers are up to.
Fair enough. But I hope you'll let me know if I can be of help, especially after what you did for Highwing. Does the name Horntail Hall mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not. Why? What is it?
The poachers' best kept secret, apparently. The name came up twice, but they never went into detail. I also overheard one of them bragging about all the gold they're making, at the expense of innocent creatures, undoubtedly. The poachers spoke of this area, and I thought if we searched around a bit, it might give us clues as to what they're doing. If you ever meet my gran, this trip never happened.
Not to worry, Poppy. If I ever meet your gran, I shall not speak a word of this.
I normally tell her everything. She might be my best friend after Highwing, but she knows how I feel about the poachers. I think she worries I'll do something ill-advised.
Whatever gave her that idea?
This way.
Yuk.
A centaur. Tread carefully.
Soalnya aja gue udah pernah ketemu kok sama dia, gak diserang.
An entire castle to roam, yet you choose to wander here.
Please, we don't want any trouble. We're simply passing through.
Do you take us for fools? That we do not notice more and more of your kind around here, in league with the poachers?
Kagak, bro.
We aren't involved with them. If anything, we want to see them stopped.
I hope for your sake that is true. Our kind is swiftly losing patience with the poachers and those they work with.
Manusia setengah kuda ini.
He was certainly a charmer.
That could have gone worse. Centaurs aren't exactly fans of wizard kind, and the poachers aren't helping matters.
But why would he think that we had anything to do with poachers?
Ih, celananya gue annoying banget anjing, celana jingkrang begini. Mari kita ganti. Sama aja jingkrang di celana. Ya udah.
I did notice the poachers talking with a few villagers in Hogsmeade. I'm not sure why. Perhaps that's why the centaurs are suspicious. That's the third time I've seen a dugbog behave that violently.
It seems that a lot of beasts have been more aggressive than usual lately.
I've noticed that too. It's almost like there's something in the water. This is odd.
What is it?
Not entirely sure, but look around. If the poachers were here, perhaps we can find out why.
Revelio. Why wouldn't they take their cages with them when they left? Still smoking. They can't have been gone long. Pelts. Poor beasts. This is goblin metal. Seems out of place in a poacher camp. I should tell Poppy about it.
Ada goblin-nya. Besi goblin.
Anything interesting?
Poachers were here. All sorts of evidence. But I found something else. It's goblin made.
I found goblin armor. Let's keep searching, but carefully. Merlin only knows what's going on here. I don't have a good feeling about this.
Ayo jalan lanjut.
How do goblin and poacher interests align?
Victor Rookwood.
Look, down there.
Definitely poachers. No creatures though. So what are they doing out here?
Let's take a closer look.
They won't be happy to see us. Should we use disillusionment? Or perhaps a less discreet approach?
Hard to say from up here. Let's get a better lay of the land.
Illusion buat apa? Kita tuh mahasiswa barbar. Tahu anjing gak lu anjing? Ah, mental lu.
What have you done?
Confringo! Accio! Glacier!
Merlin, you'd think they were guarding the Minister for Magic himself. What is going on here?
Only one way to find out. Revelio.
Ini pasti di dalam tenda segede gaban nih. Dari depan dong kecil nih, padahal tuh gede anjir. Sabar ya. Looting itu sama pentingnya. Pasti dalamnya gede, Cok. Percaya yang lihat nih.
What in Merlin's name?
Nah, enggak ya.
Dragons.
Lawan naga kali ya.
It's a dragon fighting ring. This is Hauntel Hall.
The name makes sense now, and secrecy.
No wonder the poachers were in Hogsmeade so much. Likely taking bets and spreading the word, given how crowded it is here. How could they possibly enjoy this? The centaurs have every right to be disgusted with wizard kind. There must be more dragons here. The poachers are far too greedy to run a fighting ring with only 2 dragons. We should take advantage of most eyes being in the fight and look around. But be discreet. You especially can't afford to be spotted. One fitting practice.
Revelio.
Quiet as can be.
I heard something. Revelio. Don't know what Victor was thinking, striking a bargain with him. Nobody will miss one measly little street.
Yeah. I've never been good in stealth, so ya udah.
A more hushed.
Have you heard from your family? Has either of your brothers come round to our way of thinking? Will they join us?
Ah, they say we go too far. The violence isn't
Ah,
gonna get us.
bacot lah, anjing lama kayak gini.
Revelio.
Did you hear those goblins? Ramrock and the poachers must be working together.
Poppy, something's going on behind you.
What's
Itu
going
naga.
on down there?
Itu naga disiksa. Kasian coy
They must
naganya.
have only just captured her. She's putting up quite the fight.
Not a fair one, though. Not with her chained up like that.
Let's even her odds, shall we?
Boleh. Let's even her out. Anjing, kayak gini dong, misi tuh barbar, cok.
Look, they've got a dragon egg. Hebridean from the looks of it. Can't leave it here, not with the plans they likely have for it.
Hello, Hamora.
Sabar ya, nak si naganya ini. Naganya cewek berarti, guys.
All right, I have the egg.
Ready. The element of surprise will only buy us a few seconds.
Let's make them count.
Gua nggak usah dipakein waktu. Kurang kayak anak anjing. Mati lu. Jar. 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 Aduh.
Looks like someone ain't taking in her body. Let that go.
You're the one we're looking for, and you brought a friend. You're not going to see someone's here. Such cowards.
Ah. Ah. Tadi yang gedein tebel darahnya.
No patience for these things. Never did care much for me. No, I hate these failures.
We don't have time. We need to free her now before more show up.
Sabar, sabar.
This may have been a bad idea.
I suppose we'll find out.
Dimakan naga nih. Mampus lu, jadi geprek lu. Gua gak diserang. Gua bagus, makan. Seblak lu. Tapi kita punya telur naga nih. Udah kabur, Cok. Nah gitu, nggak usah stealth lah. Mendingan duar aja selesai.
That was a Hebridean black.
I'm guessing the egg we have belongs to that dragon.
I don't think she knew they had her egg. She wouldn't have left without it.
What now? She didn't exactly leave us a calling card.
I don't know. Nothing about this day was expected. Not the goblins, and definitely not the fighting ring. The last thing I planned on was a dragon egg. And the poachers saw us, which cannot be good.
Since the dragon we freed flew off, does that mean we get to keep the egg?
I'd much rather we have it than the poachers, at least for now. But I don't think we should keep it indefinitely. It'll be hard hiding something like this from Professor Weasley for long.
Should we expect trouble from the poachers, given the trouble we just caused?
It would be foolish not to expect it. They're not a forgiving lot. I'm sorry to say that you likely have a larger target on your back now because of what we just did.
Slow aja.
We aren't helping ourselves standing here. Let's get to safety. We can sort this out later.
You're right. If there's anything the poachers are good at, it's tracking their prey. And right now, we're it. Be careful, won't you? I shall see you back at the castle.
Belum ada misi lagi teh. Iya kayaknya. Ada misi level 37. Gue juga di ujung banget. Nih sini nih. Ada. Kita misi betting occurs dulu. Misinya kayaknya si Miss ini siapa sih, Miss pohon-pohonan tuh. Siapa nama missnya? Gue lupa lagi.
Oh, it's you! Just the...
Samantha, is everything all right?
No, it's not. It's my brother William. The one I told you about after Charms class. He's been cursed. He ignored my warning and now he's lying in St. Mungo's looking completely pathetic. He simply never listens.
I'm sorry, how exactly has he been cursed?
Oh, you won't believe it. Truly, but his feet were turned into purple beets. You can imagine his distress. And mine. I won't even go into the attention he was getting from our garden rabbits before he admitted himself to hospital.
Kita
Beats for feet. How hilarious. I mean, how terrible. Horrible, truly.
You and the entire school may find it funny, but the situation is dire.
Well, it is an unusual situation. How did your brother end up like this?
It's entirely his own fault. I told him about some research I'd done recently on our ancestor Marmaduke Dale. In particular, my discovery that Marmaduke's tomb was cursed. My brother's always making fun of my discoveries. This time, he laughed in my face. Told me I'd misinterpreted my findings. As if that were possible. And to prove his point, he went right up to the entrance of the tomb and poof! His feet transfigured into beets.
How awful. I can see why you're upset. He definitely needs some help.
Exactly. He may be a cape flapper, but he's still my brother. And no one deserves such a fate to last forever, especially as the result of a single brainless mistake. Now I worry that if the curse isn't reversed, it could become permanent.
Can't the curse be broken?
Possibly. The curse stems from a crest that was stolen from Marmaduke. If the crest were returned to its rightful place upon his sarcophagus, then I believe that William's feet may be restored.
Okay.
You battled trolls when they attacked Hogsmeade, escaped a dragon, and I could tell by your work and charms that you're a skilled spellcaster. Returning a crest to a sarcophagus should be almost effortless for you. So, will you help us?
Dia ngomong gampang banget ya.
Why was Marmaduke's tomb cursed?
The curse is the result of an intense sibling rivalry between Granham Dale and his younger brother Marmaduke. Marmaduke was a famed herbologist, and Granham resented the attention that he received.
Sibling rivalry? Sounds as if it might run in the family.
But I would never intentionally curse my brother, not like Granham did. When their mother died, Marmaduke was given the prized family crest. Granham felt that as the eldest child, he should have been given it. Years later, when Marmaduke died, Granham stole it and cursed the tomb so that none in the Dale family could ever pay their respects.
How do you know it's safe? I don't want my feet to turn into beets as well.
Oh, but the curse only applies to Marmaduke's descendants, as my brother so aptly demonstrated. That's why I need your help. You're unrelated to my family, so the curse wouldn't affect you.
Why is your ancestor so well known?
He discovered the properties of several magical herbs and plants. He also uncovered numerous types of flora. The wizarding world owes him a great debt. His work not only impacted the discipline of herbology, but also potion making.
Oke, gue bantuin.
I can take the crest to Marmaduke's sarcophagus for you.
Oh, thank you! Thank you so much! You'll simply go into the tomb where Marmaduke was laid to rest and place the crest on top of his sarcophagus. According to my research, the tomb's been abandoned for centuries, so it should be a fairly simple task. You'll find it just east of the hamlet of Brockborough. Thank you for your help.
Orang tuh karena kalau nyuruh kayak enak banget ya. Kesini, kesini. Untung udah kebanyakan udah gue iniin buka-bukaan fast travel lah.
I need to find the tomb near Brockborough and place the crest on a sarcophagus there.
Sabar, sekalian pecahin ini. 2 3 4.
Revelio.
Satu lagi di mana? Anjing, di mana di situ. Jauh gak?
Looks rather dark in there. Never stopped me before. Revelio. Well, my feet didn't turn into beats. That's a good start.
Tartan School uniform. Kayak gimana tuh? Ya lah, celana ngatung lagi. Hobi buat celana ngatungnya. Sebentar.
Revelio.
Jadi tuh, oh.
Should have known a herbologist would use devil's snare. Lumos.
Wait.
A troll? You can't be serious.
Ngapain gua ini ya? Aduh, gua di segitiga aja.
Revelio.
Masih dikitaran. Oke lah, susah banget. Enggak, gampang banget juga ya, B aja sih. Kalau tumbuh-tumbuh gini tuh fungsinya tuh ngeluting aja.
Well, Marmaduke certainly left behind more than plants. Confringo.
Ngangkut tuh.
Revelio. Lumos. Confrigo. Wingardium Leviosa. Lumos. Revelio.
Gak ada apaan lagi. Oh ini di turn ya. Iya.
My mother would like to speak with me. I believe she has learned about some of what we've been up to. I'm hoping she may be easier on me if you are there.
That should reverse the curse. Hopefully.
It may finally be safe since we rescued the dragon from Horntail Hall.
Ntar dulu, tadi questnya boleh itu ntar dapat apa itu? Ya itulah. Oke. Tinggal kasih tahu dibalikin. Tahu udah dikasih duit apa enggak ya? Misalnya kasih duit seorang lawan troll sih.
Samantha will be glad to hear that the crest has been returned.
Hogwarts maps.
Wizard.
Resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Udah gue bantuin.
I'm happy to tell you that I returned the crest to Marmaduke's sarcophagus just as you asked.
I thought as much. I received word from St. Mungo's that my brother's feet are back to normal. No more beats. Oh, I cannot thank you enough. It wasn't too much trouble, I hope.
Well, there was a troll in the tomb.
A troll? Oh dear, I'm so sorry. That's awful. No one has been in that tomb for centuries. But I can't say I'm surprised. Marmaduke seems to have been full of surprises.
Indeed he was.
Well, I suppose I should be going. I'm anxious to see my brother, who must be elated to have his feet back.
Of course. I certainly would be.
William and I are forever in your debt. Thank you again for what you did.
Dapat totem. Nggak fungsi anjir. Tapi ya udah nggak apa-apa. Yang penting XP still XP. Di mana? Oh, in library. Kalau library mah dekat. Sebentar deh. Buka dong pintunya. Ini yang gue masih males ini, buka pintunya lama banget. Jauh amat ada tempat kayak begini di sini.
Revelio.
Woi, kaget gua anjing. Setan monyet.
So this is the underground harbor.
Kita ke arah mana nih? Naik ke atas. Jujur nggak tahu gua. Spawningnya bakal di mana? Oh. Di sini. Ya kalau gitu mah gua nggak usah jauh-jauh dong tadi. Hitungannya muter.
That book Professor Weasley asked me to find should be around here somewhere.
Gimana bukunya ya, tak?
Revelio.
Looking for the book Intermediate Transfiguration?
Iya, gua butuh.
Professor Weasley asked me to get something from that book. May I have it?
Did she now? I'll give you this book if you humor me by answering a few questions from my quiz.
Quiz?
Some people call bits of knowledge trivia. I would argue that no knowledge is trivial. Hence, I have created a small quiz, just for fun, focusing mainly on the lore of the wizarding world. None of the other students will try it, no matter how many times I ask. They all say they have enough with schoolwork. Ugh, they don't value knowledge the way I do. Surely you're interested. I'll even start you off with a few of my easiest questions.
A quiz sounds like fun.
Splendid! Just a few questions, and then I'll hand over this book. Let us begin. Before the invention of the golden snitch, which magical creature was used in a game of Quidditch?
Mohon maaf, gua nggak nonton Harry Potter, jadi gua nggak tahu. Gua nggak baca bukunya banget. Cuma tuh tahu beberapa doang. Jadi maaf, gua butuh trivia dari Google. Golden Snitch. Tapi gue pede
The
jawaban itu.
Golden Snidget.
Correct! The Snidget was first introduced to Quidditch in 1269 by a wizard named Barbarous Bragg. Sadly, they're thought to be extinct. Next question. Which potion is commonly referred to as liquid luck?
Felix Felicis.
Well done! Since it makes the drinker temporarily lucky, Felix Felicis is a banned substance in all organized competitions. The tale of the three brothers involves which magical artifacts?
Magical artifact, Deathly Hallows.
The Deathly Hallows.
Correct! According to Beadle the Bard, the Deathly Hallows consist of the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Cloak of Invisibility. Which ball in Quidditch is the largest?
The quaffle.
The quaffle.
That's right. When a chaser throws the quaffle through one of 3 hoops in a Quidditch match, their team is awarded 10 points. True or false? Polyjuice Potion allows the drinker to change species.
False.
Correct. While Polyjuice Potion can be used to change things such as age or race, it cannot be used to change species. Well, I suppose this has gone on long enough. I'll put the book back on the pedestal now. If you're inclined to test your knowledge again, I have plenty more questions I could ask you. And I won't be giving you any more easy questions either. The next ones will be more difficult.
Semua easy, ada Google. Okay, go.
I'd like to answer more questions.
What governmental body directly preceded the Ministry of Magic?
Sabar. The Wizard Council ya? Gue belum nemu jawaban tadi bentar. Tapi feeling gue The Wizard Council. Bener kan The Wizard Council?
The Wizards Council.
That's correct. The Wizards Council disbanded in 1707 after the creation of the International Statute of Wizarding Secrecy, which required a more structured government to support its enforcement. Which dragon breed is the smallest?
The Peruvian Viper.
The Peruvian Vipertooth.
Brilliant! Though the Vipertooth is the smallest breed, averaging at around 15 feet in length, it is also the fastest breed and feared for its venomous fangs. Who founded the village of Hogsmeade?
Hengist of Woodcroft.
That's right! It is believed that Hengist used the 3 Broomsticks Inn as his home. The Hide Behind was accidentally created by crossbreeding a ghoul with what other magical creature?
A demiguise.
Yes! While the Hide Behind has the power of invisibility, those who have seen it have described it as a tall, thin monkey with silver hair. What is the only spell known to repel a Lethifold?
The Patronus Charm.
Well done. The only known survivor of a Lethifold attack was a wizard named Flavius Belby, who was on holiday in Papua New Guinea at the time. Who published the law of elemental transfiguration?
Gamp.
That's it! One of the principal exceptions to Gamp's law is that food cannot be conjured, though it can be summoned. What does the Hogwarts motto translate to?
Darko. Never tickle a sleeping dragon.
Never tickle a sleeping dragon.
Correct! In Latin, the Hogwarts motto is Draco Dormiens Nunquam Titilandus. Which magical creature is the only one known to produce eggs through its mouth?
The Runespore.
That's right! According to Parselmouths, each of the Runespore's 3 heads serves a different function. The left head is the planner, the middle is the dreamer, and the right is the critic. Where is Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry located?
Mount Greylock.
Well done! The American school was founded in the 17th century by Iseult Sayre and James Stewart. What is the most powerful love potion known to wizard kind?
Amatentia.
That's the answer. Amatentia smells differently to every person, according to what they find attractive. Such as dusty book covers, or... Are you interested in continuing on to the next round? They're my most difficult questions.
Boleh.
Give me your worst.
Wonderful. I do admire your thirst for knowledge. Emmerich the Evil was killed in a duel against whom?
Egbert the Egregious.
That's right. Emmerich gained notoriety for terrorizing villages in the south of England during the Middle Ages, when he was the master of the Elder Wand. If a chaser keeps their hand on the quaffle as it goes through the goal, what foul are they committing?
Haversacking.
That's right. Splatching is flying to intentionally collide with a player. Stooging is when two chasers knock the other team's keeper away from the goals so that a third chaser can score. A bite from a mackled malaclaw has the unusual side effect of causing what?
Bad luck.
Correct! Native to the European coastline, the effects of a malaclaw's bite can last up to a week. What plant excretes stink sap?
Mimblus mimbletonia.
Correct! The Mimblus mimbletonia plant secretes stink sap as a defensive mechanism when touched. The Pepper Up potion evolved from a remedy created by which 12th century wizard?
Linford of Stinchcombe.
Very good. Centuries later, Glover Hipworth would expand on Linford's previous work to create the Pepper Up potion we know today. In The Wizard and the Hopping Pot, what does the elder wizard leave for his son in the hopping pot?
A single slipper.
That's correct.
Tunggu ada Google
The
ya.
story was created by Beadle the Bard, but there are a few versions. I won't spoil what the slipper was for if you haven't read it recently. The Snallygaster is native to which region of the world?
North America.
That's right. The part bird, part reptile is a distant relative of the Occamy and has serrated fangs and a bulletproof hide. Who is the Muggle knight featured in the Fountain of Fair Fortune?
Sir Luckless.
Correct! The three witches in the story are named Asha, Altheda, and Amata. Oh, I adore a story that ends with a twist. The world's largest kelpie is also known by what other name?
The Loch Ness Monster.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Correct. The Office of Misinformation has worked diligently to discredit any Muggle evidence of the kelpie's existence. Who was the first Minister for Magic?
Ulick Gamp.
Yes. Gamp's greatest legacy was the founding of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement. It outlawed the unforgivable curses. You've answered all of my questions. It's nice to know there's another student who appreciates the value of knowledge. I'm frankly astonished by how well you did. You have a talent for trivia. Thank you for humoring me by participating. I had a splendid time. I put the book back on the pedestal for you.
Revelio ought to make quick work of this. Professor Weasley's tasks are complete. I should attend Transfiguration.
Kita tunggu dulu sampai malam. Langsung gas kelasnya Miss Weasley. Mrs. atau Miss? Miss. Kira gua nggak ngeliat kah?
Reading can be as magical as any spell. Why can't...
What? Just a sound.
Kayaknya lama karena ngelot deh. Tahu sih feeling gua aja.
I heard Professor Weasley transfigured the book with all her test bands into an owl dressed in computers. Taking owls a bit too literally, if you ask me.
Udah burung hantu.
Goodness. Settle down. Settle down. Transfiguration, as you may be weary of hearing me say, is an exact science that can take a lifetime to master. But we needn't be daunted. Almost anything can be transformed if you can just perceive the potential within it. As I see in all of you, tremendous witches and wizards, every one of you. Or it could just be my eyesight. Now, you all know what to do.
Sebastian tuh. Berubah. Ini di kupu-kupu. Kelas.
Beautifully done. Class is dismissed. And remember, now is not
Learn all spell, brother.
ease off your studying. OWL. Here before you know it.
You wanted to discuss my progress so far this term, Professor?
I did. You seem to have had no trouble in getting up to speed.
Betul.
And frankly, excelling in your schoolwork this year.
Thank you, Professor. The extra assignments have been helpful.
As I suspected they would be. Now, it seems you've been making excellent use of the opportunities presented by your field guide. Of course, the guide isn't the only measure of success. I've heard that you were able to grow a venomous tentacula. Growing such a magical plant is an accomplishment of which you can be quite proud.
Thank you, Professor.
I will say I'm especially impressed with all you've accomplished in light of the rumors of your extracurricular activities. Were your meetings with Professor Black's house elf and exploration of various caves down by the lake connected in any way to Professor Fig?
No.
Not at all. I was, intrigued by stories of a giant
Kita
squid
nggak
and
boleh
wanted
kasih
to learn
tahu
more.
Bu
I
Weasley.
encountered Scrope, who seemed delighted to share what he knew.
I see. I admire your penchant for learning, but do remember that your classwork and field guide are designed to educate you thoroughly. It'll be the end of the year in no time, and you'll want to be well prepared for your OWLs. I'll provide a final assessment at that time to ensure that you're ready for your exams. Until then, well done. You are dismissed.
Udah semua kelasnya.
If you wish to practice the spell you just learned, the training dummy is a... Glad to see you were paying close attention to my demonstration of the transformation spell.
Revelio.
Since our visit to Feldcroft, something dawned on me about the triptych. Meet me at the Overlook, just north of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll explain.
Okay.
My plan with the helmet failed, but I have another idea. I think we may be able to find what we need at a goblin mine south of Hogwarts. Meet me there, and bring someone who speaks gobbledygook.
I remember our meet mentioning something about gobbledygook.
Kita coba apa ini dulu nih. Quest top of class. Anjir. Kita lihat dulu bentukannya kayak gimana. Loh, kok nggak ada? Top of class kok nggak ada? Nggak mungkin di sini dong. Baju top of classnya. Di sini yo. Oh ini ya. Bukan anjir. Ini udah gue pencet. Kok nggak ada. Oh ini. Begini doang. Mendingan inilah kemana-mana. Mau kacamata yang dapat lebih bagus. Top of course emang dapat, tapi gua kagak demen anjing. Mendingan pakai yang ini, nemuin token. Nemuin token susah banget kan itu, kita lama lagi. Nggak susah sih sebenarnya, gampang, tapi lama banget. Yang belum 30 menit nih binatang gua breeding. Lu oh ini nih, sini gua lap. Ah,
I should let Deke know about the newborn Thestral.
oke. Udah nih Dik.
Hello, Deke. You'll be pleased to know that a little Thestral was born.
How wonderful to have more Thestrals in our world. Such misunderstood beasts.
I'm sorry that we can both see Thestrals, Deke.
Deke is privileged to see such majestic beasts, but sometimes wishes Deke couldn't. Deke is to blame.
What do you mean, to blame?
Years ago, Deke's master ordered Deke to help him capture a phoenix, the rarest of all beasts, that master had spotted high on a cliff. The phoenix was the most beautiful beast Deke had ever seen. Deke begged master to leave her be. When Deke hesitated to climb up the cliff as ordered, Deke had to punish himself. As Deke punished himself, master grew angrier and angrier, and in his frustration cast at the regal bird. Deke suspects the phoenix was protecting eggs when it swooped down in fear and fury. Before Deke could reach him, master fell from the cliff. Deke stayed on that cliffside for days, punishing himself, before Tobbs found him.
What a horrible tale, Deke. I'm so sorry.
Deke has only told Professor Weasley that story, and now yourself.
Kasihan
Deke
tuh, Dik.
often wonders what became of that phoenix. Deke feels fortunate to be at Hogwarts now, helping you rescue beasts. Perhaps Deke can make amends for what came before.
Betul, betul. Gak kepake-pake amat.
Deke thinks You should be proud of all the potions you've brewed.
Revelio.
Kita pakai laser pot, tapi yang small. Dulu, gue pindahin dulu. Udah hilangin aja lah, nggak penting juga. Kalian gak bisa keluar gua. Sono aja dah.
Anna's getting worse. If there is any chance that the relic from Slytherin's spellbook can help her, I must find it. I'm requesting your help. Meet me outside of Feldcroft, near the catacomb.
Sabar ya. Bukan yang ini, yang medium. Chinese cabbage. Chinese cabbage. Oh, not grass. Kalau misinya dia nyampe 2 apa gimana ya? Misinya si ini. Dapat Imperio sih nggak apa-apa. foto dulu. Terus sini aja dah. Tinggal depan sono ya. Looks weird. Udah gede banget sekarang ya tempat gue. Udahlah, let's go. World map. Jauh.
Mysterious and a bit unsettling. What to do?
Taruh challenge apa nih? Oh, ini doang nih. Breton unique beast. Cuma breeding doang. Breeding apa namanya? Hewani breed.
You're here. Good.
Oke, ayo.
Sebastian, that relic you mentioned, I believe one of Slytherin's students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb. From what I read in a report by the student, they weren't permitted to take it with them, so I must assume it's still here. As I mentioned earlier, this relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it. For Anne. I need to see her. I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered. Have a look.
Unfortunately, there's no name on it. But I suspect if it was important enough for Slytherin to stash in his spellbook, it's worthy of further study.
Okay.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we've finished.
Perfect. By the way, Ominous has been asking about you. You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
I didn't. I promise.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do.
Okay, yuk. Students report. The catacomb assignment yielded more than I imagined. Learning about our ancestor was illuminating. However, I stumbled upon something else I could not ignore. In the area behind the great room, which had suffered decay amid the turnover sarcophagi, I discovered an oddly shaped relic emitted. I sense its power. I will be thrilled to study the relic future if only there are more. Blah 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 blah.
I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb.
Langsung masuk aja lah.
I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
Ah, laba-laba lagi.
At least now we know we're not alone here.
Perhaps that was it. And the rest of the tomb will be insect-free.
Yeah, spiders aren't insects.
Thanks, Charles.
Opening all of these is tempting.
Revelio. Accio.
We're here for a reason. I'd say opening them all is justified.
Wingardium Leviosa.
This room is taller than it looks.
Slow aja, gue udah sering kayak gini.
Finding a chest in an inconspicuous loft. Brilliant.
Yaudah, yuk, lanjut.
Revelio. Accio. Confringo. Lindo. Bombarda. Sendo. Accio. Bombarda. Revelio. Accio. Confringo. Accio. Revelio. Bombarda.
Watch your step. I nearly slipped there.
Ayolah.
All this was. It no longer feels like a tomb. I've read about catacombs that underwent expansion and ran into problems, often cave-ins.
And then were abandoned.
Exactly.
Revelio.
We'll be fine, though.
Bombarda. Confringo.
Kantor level aja, barang-barang yang udah kita ambil. Nggak tahu sih under level atau enggak, tapi itu lebih jelek daripada yang kita pakai sekarang.
Revelio.
This is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely.
Bones outside a sarcophagus. Seems odd.
Accio. Accio.
Revelio. There's something here by the altar.
I village mentioned in relic reports remind.
What did you find?
Sabar ya.
Bombarda.
Revelio. Did you hear that?
We're in a tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory.
Accio. Revelio. Accio. Guardian Leviosa. Revelio. Confringo.
Sabar ya.
We've made it this far, but clearly we have more to do.
Oh.
Accio. Confringo. Accio. Lumos. Accio. Guardian Leviosa. Lumos. Accio. Revelio. Confringo. Lumos. Accio. Guardian Leviosa. Accio. Guardian Leviosa.
I need to find a safe way across.
Accio. Guardian Leviosa. Accio.
Rickety bone bridge complete.
Oh, ini tempat tadi.
Revelio. Accio. Revelio. Accio.
Udah selesai.
Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced a space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades, I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperius Curse.
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
Do you think the pages were left here on purpose?
Slytherin mentioned a student who excelled in charms and always carried a satchel stuffed full of notes. They might have been left on purpose, or the student may have simply dropped them.
Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades.
Brilliant. There's more to this than even I. Bones stacked oddly on either side of this archway.
Leave no stone unturned. Or in this case, none.
Revelio.
Di mana lagi tulang-tulangannya?
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Udah selesai. Easy puzzle.
You've done it. I knew we'd get through. I felt it in my bones.
Nice.
Before we trudge on further, I've just realized something. The student's diary mentions the Imperious Curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
Where did you learn the Imperious Curse?
I taught myself. Don't tell Ominous that I've told you. It's not exactly something I can brag about, but it may come in handy. I think you ought to know it.
Shouldn't I know more about what the curse entails?
Remember the blasting curse? Same idea, except when it comes to unforgivable curses, your intention has to be clear. You have to mean it.
It's probably wise to know the spell.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries.
Okay.
Focus your wand movement. It's not an easy spell to master. There we go. Something troubling ahead. Be on your guard.
Nggak kepake aja, gue juga nggak demen.
Revelio. Confringo.
Never knew spiders could make such a mess.
Bit dramatic, isn't it?
Confringo. Defender. Confringo. Revelio. Bombarda. Incendio.
Looting. Ini channel ngatung kan nih? Kalau channel yang ngatung gue ogah. Nah, yang kayak gini maksud gua. Sana nggak ngatung.
Revelio.
Nggak bisa diambil cuy.
Accio.
Ah, udah biarin lah.
Incendio. Accio. Revelio.
Ah, itu jangan dibuka. Hahaha. Kira gue nggak ngeliat.
Confringo.
Anjay.
This catacomb has suffered decay, just as the student's summary described.
I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time.
Ntar gue identify di room of requirement.
Revelio. Confringo. Accio. Another barricade. Considering how well you did on the last one, this should be a cinch.
How gracious of you.
I tried. Confringo. Revelio. This looks different than what we faced before. Now we're also dealing with rune symbols. Accio. That worked. Keep going. Accio. Confringo. Accio.
Oh, ntar.
Accio. United Leviosa. Accio. United Leviosa. Revelio. Accio. Revelio. Accio.
Ini pertandaan. Ini. Pantesan gue salah anjing. Pantesan gue salah. Emang salah dari awal. Baru bener.
You are head and shoulders above these bones. Nicely done. I see why Slytherin's student was so entranced with this place.
Wah, muncul lagi dah nih. Anjing.
For a moment there, I thought that it'd never end. Revelio. Incendio.
Revelio. Dead end. Lovely. All that for nothing.
Hold on. Don't give up yet.
Accio. Revelio.
Apa ya pertanyaan? Kenapa begini?
Sebastian, the relic. Look. Could it be?
Ini reliknya begitu doang nih, segitiga manusia begitu.
The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up. We've really found it.
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential?
I have no idea, but we're here for the relic.
I'm willing to ignore what the journal entry says. We're taking the relic.
Agreed. This is meant to be. For Anne's sake, I'm taking it. Let's get to Feldcroft.
Tapi
I
kayaknya
must keep this relic secret.
kalau kita lihat jurnal tadi, gue sebenernya gak baca-baca banget. Yaudahlah ya.
Especially from my uncle.
Ini ominous.
Is that ominous? Ominous. The sounds we kept hearing. It was you.
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you. Sebastian, please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
No, you're not. If you won't put it back, then I will.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine, but Ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
How much did you hear?
Everything. I heard you encourage Sebastian to take the relic.
Sebastian's done his research. He knows what he's doing.
Sebastian makes things sound easy when they could be impossible or dangerous. We need to stop him.
And if nothing will change his mind?
Something has to. I need your help.
Sebentar. Ini kayaknya lumayan penting nih.
You're right. This seems far riskier than Sebastian realizes.
Good. We're agreed. We don't allow him to leave here with the relic.
I do think we should talk to him, but I fear we won't stop him from taking the relic.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting we negotiate. We allow Sebastian to leave with the relic under one condition. After this, no more.
I feel that's what we agreed to in the scriptorium. I'm being taken for a fool.
You're not, Ominous. This may be the only way to keep your friendship intact. Let's trust him to know what's best.
Fine. If I trust him on this, I'm trusting you too. The dark arts seem harmless until it's too late. Go then. Leave with the relic. I'll not say a word more. I hope I don't regret this.
Sebastian, we're ready.
What is it? I haven't changed my mind.
Ominous has. Let's go.
What? Ominous?
I'll explain on the way. Come on.
Well, what happened back there?
Ominous and I found a compromise.
Ominous simply needs a moment with you and he'll change his mind. Is that it?
I told him we ought to give you this chance. That the relic is too important to ignore.
There has to be more to it than that. Tell me.
We agreed on what was needed, Sebastian. You have my word.
I never wanted to keep all this from Ominous. He just doesn't understand. And I didn't want to worry him all over again.
Okay.
As we were leaving, Ominous wouldn't even acknowledge me. That's not like him.
He was troubled, Sebastian. Even though we agreed to it all, it's been a lot to take in.
I thought he understood. He knew we couldn't give up. All of this is too important. For Anne. Revelio. When we get to Feldcroft, I'd rather Anne not know what had to be done to get this relic. She thinks like Ominous. It'd only upset her. Oh no, this isn't good.
What is it?
Diserang ya?
Over there, by the hamlet.
Slow. Diserang anjing sama loyalis.
Feldcroft's in trouble. They're under attack.
Let's hurry.
No, that's a better thing, isn't it?
Bombarda!
You understand?
Potato! Confringo!
Aduh, anjing kaget gua.
We'll make them retreat.
Ah, udah mati. Wih.
Boy! What have you done?
Saved my sister.
With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt. Your father would be ashamed. You've gone too far, Sebastian. Stay away from her. From all of us.
What did my uncle expect me to do? The Imperious curse saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill her.
You did what you had to do.
If I have to keep proving that to my uncle, I will. He cannot banish me from my own home. From my sister.
It might be best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit.
You may be right. Very well. Probably best if I get away from here for a while. I'll head back to Hogwarts.
Velocraft dihancur, Cok.
Reparo.
Pardon me, Mr. Sallow.
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot possibly be about to defend him.
Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before. That goblin would have killed Anne.
This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. What Sebastian did cannot be undone. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need to know. You are as guilty as he is. Sebastian is to come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable curses are so named for a reason. If I hear that either of you continues down this path, if either of you uses dark magic, I will notify the headmaster immediately. Why, Sebastian?
Anjir. Kasihan juga, Cok. Mau gimana lagi tapi daripada adanya mati, mendingan nyelamatin kayak gitu aja. Walaupun ada ya konsekuensinya, betul, nggak salah. Lu di mana deh dia? Di Hogsmeade ya?
Imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented flu powder.
Over here.
This is a change of pace from our last outing.
Don't remind me. The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before.
The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar, and Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behavior.
That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures?
Exactly.
Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg.
That's a good idea. We need to see this through.
I'll start looking into it right away. There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. I didn't want to press it before. It seems I may have caused you more trouble with Victor Rookwood. Why is he after you?
Rookwood is working with Ranrock, and Ranrock is after something I found at Gringotts. Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig had asked that I not speak of it yet.
Goodness. Well, that certainly helps to shed light on what we saw at the tent. Don't worry, I'll guard your secret as if it were my own. I shan't press for more details. In fact, I should probably be going. I'd like to track that dragon down as soon as I can.
Oke.
I'll let you know when I have news of her location.
Oke, kita lanjut. Bos. Defense against dark magic, tapi gue make. Tapi ya mau gimana lagi, anjing, si An juga gak bisa terselamatin. Menurutku sih spesialnya ngakuin yang bener, walaupun itu unforgivable gitu loh. Gak boleh dipakai, kayak terlarang, tapi mau gimana lagi, anjing. Mau gak mau. Kalau enggak, Annya mati. Ya sebagai seorang kakak yang peduli sih, mau gimana lagi, anjing.
All those new expensive fruits we bought, and you leave them on platform 9 3/4? You are damn lucky that the station guard
Tereng tong teng, tereng tong teng, tereng teng teng.
Did you speak with my uncle?
I wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne.
Well, what did he say?
I'm afraid he wants you nowhere near Feldcroft. Nor Anne.
I had to stop that goblin from killing my sister. He had no right to banish me from my own twin. If he thinks banishing me means I'm going to give up on Anne, he's sorely mistaken.
He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form, and that if he hears of either of us using it, he'll go straight to Professor Black.
Huh? That relic, dark magic or not, is the key to saving Anne. To reverse that curse. I will not lose Anne for good. I should send the crest to Anne. She'll know that we need to meet.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Nothing, just a thought. Now I'm more determined than ever to learn what power that relic has.
What did you mean you'd send Anne a crest so that she'd know to meet you?
We just lost our parents, and we were packing up to go and live with Solomon. We couldn't take everything. She was carefully organizing her prized possessions, a box of artifacts she'd collected to do with our family. Jewelry, cards, old photographs. She got to her favorite, a handmade crest, and without a second thought she handed it to me. This will keep you safe, she said. It holds no enchantment, but I've kept it with me since. That's how I can reach Anne. I'll get the crest to her with plans to meet.
Be careful, Sebastian. Your uncle could intercept it, or be expelled.
Even if Ominous is upset with us, he has no love lost for his family. He'd use their connections to the headmaster if we needed his help.
I shall wait to hear from you then.
Thank you. I very much appreciate you standing by me through all of this.
Okay.
I'll send you an owl when I have news.
Kita ke rumah requirement dulu. Buka, ada rope kayaknya tuh yang legendary. Sebelum kita ke Onai, kita ke room of requirement dulu aja. Sini ya, salah gua. Teng tereng teng 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 tereng teng. Kan dapat bagusan. No. Tapi tetep aja nggak bakal gue pakai. Gue tetep pakainya ini. Nggak ada yang lebih bagus. Oh. Gue ambil mandrake langsung hilang aja. To grow every lap of plant aja. Bos kita banyak banget anjing. Dah.
I have some promising news about the location of our Hebridean dragon friend and where to return her you-know-what. Meet me in the town circle in Hogsmeade.
Nggak salah. Kata lu mendingan misi Onai dulu apa Naga? Onai dulu aja lah. Si Onai kasihan sih dari tadi. Gila aja kejakin ngobrol lagi. Kalau dimain-main misinya si Onai dari tadi. Oke. Dari kita full misi-misi mulu ya. Apa yang beli potion invincibility lupa mulu.
So frustrating.
Oh, ini mahnya Onai. Yang guru ini. Guru yang di atas ini di finishing class.
You wanted to speak with me, Mother?
I had hoped to speak with you alone, Natsai.
Your message mentioned your concern about an unusual creature that was spotted in the woods near Hogsmeade. That could have been anything.
You know what it was, Natsai.
I am allowed to leave the castle. I am always careful, Mother.
Careful? Officer Singer disagrees. She sent me an owl telling me that you have been trying to collect evidence of some kind against dark wizards. She berated me for not keeping a closer eye on you, and she is right. I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade for the near future.
But, Mother!
My little gazelle, you are well-intentioned, but you must not meddle in the affairs of dangerous people.
If someone had meddled in Matabeleland, Father would still be with us.
Waduh.
I must get to class.
Kan malam.
Perhaps your friend can get you to listen to reason.
So frustrating. She never listens to me.
She called you her little gazelle. Is that a term of endearment where you're from?
It is specific to me. I am the unusual creature in Hogsmeade she mentioned. Self-transfiguration is not taught at Hogwarts, so I am gently discouraged from practicing it. However, I am an animagus, and it is in my gazelle form that I have been able to wander the Highlands rather freely until now, much to my mother's chagrin. That is how I managed to spy on Rookwood and Harlow.
Bisa berubah anjing.
Were you born an animagus, or did you learn to become one?
Animagi are not born. The process is quite elaborate. It involves holding a mandrake leaf in one's mouth for an entire month, then placing the leaf in a crystal phial so that it is imbued with moonlight, then adding one of your own hairs. And that is just the beginning. Self-transfiguration is common among students at Wagadu, but Professor Weasley considers it much too dangerous to teach at Hogwarts.
Can you choose what form your animagus will take?
Oh, no. A person's animagus form is determined by their personality. My mother is convinced that my form is a gazelle because I adapt well to any situation. I believe it is because I can sense danger and keep my wits about me.
How does it feel to transform into an animal?
Well, the first time, it can be a bit unnerving. I felt a kind of searing pain and a strong double heartbeat. But it gets easier the more you do it. I no longer feel any pain, and I must say, I find a sense of comfort in the double heartbeat. And I love being able to view the world from a different perspective.
Now the nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have.
It is. I love transforming, but Mother is less enthusiastic about it. She says that no creature, especially one as rare as a gazelle, should be bounding about where poaching has become so prevalent. She claims that she has foreseen tragedy befall me in my gazelle form. But she has used her sight to control me too many times. I no longer believe it.
We're making good progress. We can't quit now.
I agree. I have never considered quitting, even for a moment. You could have fled the moment you discovered that Rookwood, Harlow, and Ranrock were after you, but you did not. I choose to act as you have. I must deal with Rookwood and Harlow, not hide from them. My mother cannot know where I am all the time. Thank you for being here during that rather awkward conversation.
Simply udah. Yeay, gue kira apa gitu. Ternyata begitu doang. Di mana sih? Oh, di Hogsmeade. Siang kayaknya misinya.
The fragrance is most enchanting. Not your typical.
It's not like her to forget.
No, I'm sure they're not.
I didn't keep you waiting, did I?
Not at all. I was just at the post office. Gran told me to expect a package, but it looks as if she forgot to send it. She didn't send me an owl this week either. Perhaps she's busy with her research.
What kind of research is she doing?
It varies from week to week, but it's always to do with creatures. Last week she was studying leg knots in Plimpies.
What was she sending you?
Only some feed she's been developing. I was going to give it to Professor Howen for the measles.
What did you find out about the dragon you were tracking?
I realized that she didn't know the poachers had her egg, so when she left Horntail Hall, she would have headed straight to her nest.
Dia nestnya di mana?
I went back to the tent and tracked her flight.
How do you track a dragon long after she's gone?
Tree canopies, burn marks, things like that.
Keren.
Well done. You certainly know what you're doing.
I can't be certain, but I have an idea of one place she may have been heading.
Kemana tuh?
I thought we might go and see it for ourselves.
Of course. Shall we leave now?
If that's all right. I want to see how she's faring if she had a collar on. And she's likely frantic about her egg.
Udah kepotong cutscene aja gitu. Berarti jauh tempatnya nih.
Here we are. I do think this is where we'll find her. The terrain's typical of where the breed would nest. I suspect it's how the poachers found her to begin with. They likely camped here and logged her patterns. Perhaps nabbed her first and then her egg. Dragons are hard enough to wrangle, let alone maternal ones.
You got all of that from simply standing here?
You'd be surprised how easy it is to think like a poacher. Shall we see if she's home? We only need to return her egg.
That sounds straightforward enough.
We should be in and out. Then we can be finished with the poachers once and for all.
I don't suppose you've thought about keeping it, have you?
No. It belongs to her. Keeping it will make me just as bad as the poachers.
If you're right about finding her here, how do we go about returning the egg?
Her nest will likely be in the heart of her den, which she will be keeping guard over. It might also be more charred than anywhere else, I imagine.
Okay.
Well then, let's find our dragon and return her egg.
Wonderful. If she sees us flying about, she might take it as a sign of aggression or food. We should stay on foot.
Okay.
Oh, and one more thing. Let's not agitate her. Goodness knows she's been through enough already. I'm ready when you are. There she is, above us. She did make it home safely. Oh, good. It looks as if she wasn't collared like the other dragons.
Telur, 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 telur. Waduh. Jangan serang gue.
Poor thing must be worried sick, wondering what happened to her egg.
For what it's worth, she doesn't seem to have spotted us yet.
Let's hope it stays that way. At least until we've done what we came to do.
Tapi apa sekali sih audisinya?
Confringo! Bombarda!
I wonder how many they brought to capture. At least 10 usually.
Aduh, salah.
Reparo.
Fantastic.
There she is again.
She's breathtaking.
From a distance.
Naganya udah pada robek-robek kulitnya.
I wonder how good her eyesight is.
I beg your pardon.
I don't imagine the Pope.
Revelio.
And from a distance, we probably look exactly like sheep to her. Hebrideans love sheep.
How lucky for us. What's your step?
Gak ada full damage untungannya.
Pity. She must have been starved to pick off a grapple.
Or just raring for a fight.
Gede bener anjing lu. Dilawan lagi.
Well, there's no turning back now. Watch out! It's hurting. Keep at it. We've just got to make it to the nest. Not a warm
She isn't
welcome.
making it easy. It's a little too warm if you ask me. I don't suppose she listens to reason.
She's leaving! Quickly!
Brilliant.
Kabur.
There's the nest. We're almost there.
Gue tadi kan kabur-kaburan doang. Orang kabur diserang.
Why is every bridge here broken?
Reparo.
Now, if we just return her egg, we can hopefully make it out without too much fuss.
Ya tuh, utara tuh, keluar lah. Ya. Awas jatuh. Loh, kok dimakan atuh? Kok enggak dibawa? I think we're okay.
That was brilliant! And did you see how clever? She left us perfectly unharmed.
Ya karena kita kasih telurnya.
Creatures are a lot cleverer than most people realize.
That's what Gran always says. The important thing is that we survived it. And we returned her egg. Thank you for doing this with me. Wouldn't blame you one bit if you wanted to head back to the castle and never think about dragons again.
Nggak bisa naga jadinya.
Shall we head back? I'm ready if you are.
I am. After our dragon rescue at Hauntow Hall, I half expect to be ambushed by poachers any time I'm not in the castle.
Understandable. We did sabotage their fighting ring and steal a dragon egg from them.
True. True. So why haven't they come after us? It's not like them to let things lie. Unless
what?
Unless they haven't let things lie. Oh no, I can't believe I didn't see it. We need to leave. I need to send an owl.
Ke grandmanya, kayaknya grandmanya tuh yang kena. Kayaknya. Gue nggak tahu juga. Feeling gue sih grandmanya diculik. Kayaknya soal tadi katanya Grandma kan nggak ngirim surat tuh. Kayaknya iya Grandmanya diculik.
How could I have been so blind?
Toko potion di mana ada gue lupa lagi. Oh, potion masih ini. Pt8. Turun. Gue nyangkut aja.
Come on in. Healing potions are a speciality here, should you need any. A wise decision. Thank you.
Ke Hogwarts Maps, ke Room of Requirement. Kita coba brew some invincible potion. Tapi gue kalau buat di combat ya invisibility-nya tuh buat apa? Maksudnya kayak berfokus ke apa gitu. Gue belum upgrade nih sih. Ini kayak ini belum gue upgrade. Udah ya. Ganti aja. Tuh transfer sampai level 3. Turu. Cara apa ya? Itu level 3. Imperium mah nggak penting. Tuh, Nasal Fur apa? Nggak tahu ke Nasal Fur apa. Kita ambil dulu ya nih ya. Set. kita ganti yang gede. Salah. Buat ininya plan. Duh, salah pencet mulu gue. No. Yang penting kita menggunakan dengan tempat dengan baik ya. Nah, dah. Tadi dapat satu quest satu. Tadi udah diambilin. Belum dapet. Kayaknya mendingan ditaruh di ini deh. Jangan flux fit udah ada ini. Tapi nggak apa sih, buat upgrade aja. Anjay, going through every potion dapat achievement. Udah sih, ini jadi fokus spell dan lain-lain. Di sini ruang serbaguna. Tapi ini yang di dalam-dalam ini belum gua otak-atik. Soalnya kalau gua taruh di sini juga gak muat. Ini apa anjir? Wow. Gue juga nggak tahu ada ruangan lagi dalam ruangan. Ini hijau atau biru? Nanti nggak apa-apa lah, masuk gantiin. Basah amat tapi. Oke, save dulu save. Kayaknya itu aja untuk hari ini guys. So thank you for watching. See you on next stream. Bye.